I'm Josh. I tell everyone I'm from Seattle, but been all over the West Coast. I got into this. I take it all back to when my dad got sick. He got Lou Gehrig's disease. And at that point, that's when I really just kind of realized how messed up the American medical system is. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great things out there and all of that, but sure. I feel like the system's a bit antiquated for how fast technology and everything is just progressing, and it's not keeping up. And that led me down a journey where I actually, after he passed from that, I learned a lot from it, like a lot about human growth hormone, a lot about testosterone replacement therapy.
Because that was how your clinic started.
Yeah. So that's where I got to kind of take it back to that. But I got into all that because of learning about that, because we're like, if you have a muscle wasting disease, they'll throw those medications at you, right? Like if you have HIV wasting, they'll prescribe them, insurance covers it, all that. But for Lou Gehrig's, even though it's muscle wasting, they wouldn't do it. Now, would it have saved him? Probably not, but could it have helped him live longer? Could it have helped quality of life? I think so, based on what I know now. And it just wasn't available. And he also had a friend who, had gone over to China. Well, he was like a friend of a guy who worked for him, but he had Lou Gehrig's also. He went over there, this is 16 years ago, and they put embryonic stem cells into his brain. And he came back and starts looking better, starts walking upright. We're like, wow, this is the thing. We knew there was something, but 2 weeks after, just keels over, big brain tumor. And unfortunately, embryonic stem cells, and that's not what we do here, they want to become a baby. And that's where all the controversy started back when Bush was in office and all the media said he banned stem cells. He didn't. They just said that federal government would not fund or embryonic stem cell research. State of California still did. They spent like $2 billion, came up with nothing. In fact, they spent the last bit of money on mesenchymal stem cell research, like is what we do. So I took it all back to that. I have this knowledge, but I got into a different aspect of healthcare. I was looking more into assisted living. I read this article one day and it's like, man outsources parents to India. That was kind of funny. Like, all right, smart. I'm living in Redmond at the time. Half the town's from India because they work at Microsoft. And I'm like, well, they got great doctors. They got a lot less regulation. The cost, everything just seemed better. But too far away. So my parents always had a place in Mazatlan that we would go to every summer. And I was like, Mexico might work. It's pretty similar. I wonder if that would work. And just by chance, I had a friend who had moved here to Puerto Vallarta. He needed some help. I moved down here to kind of pursue that idea. And in the process, met a doctor who had been doing a program like I do, where you can seek medical treatment abroad and return home with up to 50 dose units of medication. So he was really focused on growth hormone. I have this past experience with growth hormone. Like, that's a brilliant idea. How can I help you? I love what you're doing. Because I really moved here to help people. I saw a lot of these older people just aren't getting the care they need. My dad, I don't feel, got the care that he really needed. And I wanted to help. But he went back for a PhD program in the United States and basically allowed me to take over. So I did. I did that, built a website, and eventually people started coming. It was surprising, but we took care of them, did things right, and grew it from there. Eventually, and this is about 6 years ago, that was 9 years ago. And then 6 years ago, you'd hear rumors about stem cells and different things. At this point, I married a girl here from Vallarta, my wife now, and we decided to go look for the stem cells. And we eventually tracked it down, built relationships, went from there, and we're able to, open up our own clinic. So we've been doing that for the past 6 years and just growing it from there. And that's where we're at today.
I know that every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up.